And okay. Hey everyone, how you guys doing today? Hey Red Dead Redemption Outlaw, how are you guys doing today? Hey, how's everyone doing? Make sure you guys check out my Black Ops 7 review if you get a chance. I went insane playing that game. I was literally raging so badly on that seeing a bit of your Black Ops 7 rant, I think Activision used ChatGPT to make the plot. That's good. Hey Zach. Love the cosplay, thank you. Yeah, and I'll have another part of Fallout 3 tomorrow, Lewis. I've finished all the career progress? No. No, I haven't. Oh, thank you, Red Dead Redemption Outlaw. Anyone need help here? Why did you torture yourself with Black Ops 7? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, dude. I wanted to release that review. A lot of people were asking me for it. It's finally out. But yeah, worst game of 2025 that I played, definitely 100%. Did I get Lincoln's hat in Fallout 3? I think I did. Hello. Rockstar removed the Charlie Kirk mission in GT Online. Yes, I heard about that. I'm not surprised they removed that. I don't know why people are making missions like that. It's just frankly disturbing making a mission on a real life event and on someone's death. Your Black Ops 7 review seemed more real than other reviewers. Oh, thank you, Travis. But could I ask you, Travis, why are you, why do you think that my reviews seem more real than other reviewers? I'm really curious on that. You have to ask the, who is it, best friend? That's whose CEO, MC I'm in right now. For have you seen the TV show My 600-Pound Life, and what is your opinion of fat people struggling to lose weight? I have not seen that show, but I can give you my opinion. So when it comes to obesity, right? Uh, I don't think that anyone should be making fun of somebody for being overweight. However, though, I do think that we should, as a society, say that that's not okay. It's not good for your health. This doesn't mean that we should shame the person, that we should make the person feel bad, but we should tell the person that they should take care of their health, that they should care more about their body. That because being overweight, like, you know, when I heard about like fat acceptance, for example, I don't like that whole idea because that's basically saying that it's okay to be unhealthy, which I don't think so really. So that's my opinion on it. I don't think we should be shaming people who are like overweight, but I think that we should say, you know, as a society that it's really unhealthy. Thank you, Robinson, for the super chat. Seems like you were disappointed. Yeah, and you want to know something? I guess probably one of the reasons that my review seemed so real is that that entire 1 hour review that I uploaded, right, guys? That entire 1 hour review, I did not use a script at all for that video. No script whatsoever. It was just me speaking from the heart, complaining about every single thing that pissed me off in the game. And I just thought that would be the best way to make a review, just speaking directly from the heart instead of writing something down and just reading it over it. I did hear about that a terminally ill fan got to play GTA 6 early. That's really nice of Rockstar to allow that. What do you use your mansion boost for? I actually haven't used it in some time because I don't really need that much money anymore. I made a guide on just, showing the best way to use it, but do I write scripts for most of my videos? It depends on what video we're talking about. For most of my videos, no, I don't use a script. I speak directly. Like, for example, my lore videos, almost all of them use a script for that, because it's impossible to make a lore video without a script. I have to, like, write down all of my thoughts and just, place them in. But when it comes to any of those videos where I'm reacting to something, talking about a news story, talking about something GTA related, stuff like that, I don't use a script. That's just all me just speaking straight from the heart. Do you think if every country in the world got rid of fast food and junk food, that would solve the obesity problem? No, not necessarily. Um, no, I'll explain why, Robinson. Jonathan, thank you. Hey, Pro, did you hear about the 11-year-old boy in Pennsylvania who shot and killed his dad because his Nintendo Switch got taken away? What? Oh my God, that's horrific. I didn't hear about that. It's the first time I'm hearing about it from you, Jonathan. Thank you, Robinson, for the super chat. Also, so look, here's what I'll tell you guys about this. My thoughts on this. I don't think that fast food should be banned. I don't, because it's a giant industry that has a lot of workers in it, and if you banned fast food, it would also hurt the economy really badly. And a lot of people also rely on fast food. They're going from their work, getting some on the go, stuff like that. And I generally like fast food. I don't, I eat fast food maybe like once a month, but I like it still. But what I will say about fast food is, here's what I'll say about fast food. I don't think that it should be banned, but I don't think that companies should be able to use all of these chemicals that they use in their foods. I think it should be a lot more natural, which, it's still going to be unhealthy, but taking out a lot of those chemicals would help out a lot. Like, for example, do you know that a lot of companies use food coloring in their food? And for me, I don't care. I don't care about the color of my food. The only thing I only care about two things when I'm eating my food. The only two things I care about is I care about that it's healthy and it tastes good. Those are the only two things I care about. I don't care what color the food is. So that's like companies using like food coloring, for example. I think that that's stupid. It wouldn't, does not make me want to eat the food more because it's colored. You can basically say you work for free. You've gotten to the point where repetition is over, and you don't need a paycheck to help others. Respect. Well, thank you, Alien. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing on almost all these streams. I'm primarily helping people. So, what advice would you give to people trying to keep up with the Johns? And what do you think about working hard? What do you mean the first part of your question? John says what's that? Hey Patrick, hope you're doing good today. I just played some Sleeping Dogs and Bully and Ghost Recon Wildlands. All great games, all of them. All great open world games. Is it hard reading chat and driving? No, no, it's not. The only thing it gets a bit hard is when I'm dealing with cops. When I have people chasing me and I'm driving, then reading chat is difficult. But no, that's not. Do I like McDonald's? Yeah, yeah, I do. Yes, I want to make a guide on this business boost still. I made a guide showing what the business boost does, but I want to make a specific guide on what business you should run on each day. I think he meant gym. John says means trying to keep up with everyone. Oh, okay. Well, it's the first time I heard of that word. What advice would you give to people keep trying to keep and what do you think about working hard? Um, here's what I think about working hard. This is my opinion on it. Uh, so this is my opinion on working hard, right? It really depends on what your job is. It depends on specifically what you're doing, and it also depends on your job description, and it also depends on your reward specifically. Because I will tell you something. When I used to work in retail, I worked in retail for 6 years. I went over the top, like I went up, above and beyond. I worked harder than I should have. I didn't really get any extra reward for that. Nothing. We would get this, recognized, and when you got recognized, that's basically the same thing as getting employee of the month. It's the exact same, system. And when you got recognized, the only thing that you would get is you would get a gift card from the store. That's about it. And most people don't care about something like that. Like they prefer a cash bonus. So I will say that it really depends on the field that you're working in because most of the time, and I'm not saying to people to be lazy, but most of the time in most jobs that you work at, right? When you work hard, you don't get anything extra for that. In fact, they just throw more work on you because they see, oh, you accomplished this much work in this time. We're just going to give you more work next time. That's basically how they see things. So they're not necessarily going to give you more money just for working harder. The thing I would say, here's the best way I can describe it. Do your work, follow your job description, but there's no need to go over and beyond. And I know some people are going to say, what about promotions and all the other stuff? Maybe getting a promotion would be worth it, but it also depends on if you're even going to get that promotion in the first place, and if that promotion is even going to, match the wage of what you think that promotion should be. Because I will tell you this, when I worked in retail, right, they tried to promote me several times. Like, there were several times where they tried to promote me, and it was like probably 10 different times they asked me to promote me, and they were getting pissed because I kept saying no every single time they tried to promote me. And you're probably wondering why I wouldn't accept a promotion. The reason I wouldn't accept the promotion is because they were trying to promote me to a supervisor in retail. And the reason I didn't want that promotion is because it would have just been a little bit over $1 increase an hour. And what it would have done is that I would have had double the work. So literally double the work for an extra $1 an hour. And I didn't think that would match I didn't think that matched the wage. So I think that the work you do should match the wage that you make. That's my viewpoint on it. So, like, for example, if I, become a supervisor, I have to open and close a store. I have to deal directly with customer complaints. I'm responsible for counting all the money that day. I'm responsible for dealing with corporate if they show up. I'm responsible for also delegating the manager's tasks to other employees. And if other employees are not, working hard, I have to be the one to crack down on that. And so I'm responsible for also everything else the general employees are responsible for. I'm responsible for that on top of the leadership. And so for like an extra $1 an hour, I don't think that that's worth it. I don't. So that they were trying to constantly promote me because it's a scam. This is a scam that a lot of companies do. A lot of companies do this scam where you'll be working for like half a year, and then after just half a year, they'll try to promote you. A lot of companies do that. And if you're working at a place for just half a year and they try to promote you, chances are they're probably trying to do the scam. And what the scam basically is, they give you a promotion thinking that, you're going to get, more money, and you'll get a little bit of a slight increase, but it's not going to be that much, and you're just going to get double the amount of work. That's pretty much what the scam is. And so I did not take the promotion, and they were getting pissed at me that I kept denying the promotion every time. Because I knew what would happen. I knew I'd have double the work just for an extra $1 an hour. I've seen what it did to supervisors. People, jump at the promotion, they want to get promoted, they become the supervisors, and then they get overworked. And so I didn't want that crap, but management was getting really pissed at me because I kept denying the promotion, but they can't force me to take promotion. So that's the thing. Uh, McDonald's is one of the best French fries. Yeah, it does. Is it true that Truman wanted to abolish the Marine Corps? I have no idea. That I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing about this, Jesus. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Isaiah, for the super chats also. Minimum pay equals minimum effort, nothing more. Thank you, Danilo. And look, Danilo, about your comment there, right? Look, there was this older woman that I worked with, right? when I worked in retail. She was in her 60s, and she worked as a cashier at the store, the retail store that I worked at. And she also had her own business on the side. She had a food truck that she ran with her husband. But she also, was the cashier just so that she could make some money at nights because her food truck isn't open at night. Now, uh, about her is I remember she gave me one of the best advices ever, and I'll never forget it. She said specifically, my father always told me if you pay somebody $10 an hour, you're gonna get $10 an hour's worth of work for that, and that's completely true. And what she's basically saying is don't overwork yourself. Don't go above and beyond. You're being paid a little bit over minimum wage. It's not worth, going above and beyond for a company that really doesn't care about you that at all that much. So that's what I'll say about that. I know my boss wants me to be a manager, but I'm not taking it. Yeah, and that might be the scam that we're talking about here, Mr. Tate. Watch out for that. But you know what always fascinated me? You know what always fascinated me and what I never understood? What I never understood is that companies will pay their employees in retail just a little bit above minimum wage, and what they will expect is they will expect like 5-star, amazing, perfect customer service, like the best customer service on the planet. You guys ever notice that? Companies pay their employees a little bit above minimum wage, and then they somehow expect to get like 5-star, perfect, perfect customer service. Do you think Angel series being separate from the Speed Demons lore is better? If yes, what city is a good equivalent to Stillwater? I say Detroit. Maybe something like Chicago too. Uh, yeah, you could have Chicago, but here's the thing: is you could have like a smaller city that you could make for your story because you know what? There's this one city. It's not a very big city, but it's a pretty dangerous city. It has a lot of gangsters in it, and this city is called Gary, Indiana. If anybody knows Gary in Indiana, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Gary is not a very large city, especially compared to Chicago. It's actually not too far from Chicago, but Gary, Indiana is a city that has so many gangsters in it. There's such a ridiculous crime problem in that city. I don't even know why there's so much gangs in Gary. I don't know that why there's so many gangs, but there are. And so it's like it's a city that you don't get a lot of coverage a lot of times in games and movies and stuff like that. But it is a very very dangerous, very crime infested city. And for people that want to know how dangerous Gary is, Carcer City in Manhunt is partially based on Gary. So just remember that. Carcer City is based on a few cities. It's based on like Detroit, Gary, and it's also based on Pittsburgh. But it is based partially on Gary. So just remember that. That's basically the city that we're thinking of. Opinions on Rockstar giving GTA 6 to terminally ill kid. I did hear about that. It's really nice that they let that kid play GTA 6. Rockstar does a lot of scummy things, but at times they do honorable, nice things. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Huh.
What the hell?
Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's a very interesting quote. Being yourself in a world that's trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Not changing for others, yeah.
Jesus.
There's a scam in my state where they call you and pretend to be a cop. Yeah, that happens. That happens a bit. You know what I think the you know what I think the funniest was? I had this guy a couple years ago, right? And he called me up and he told me that he was from the IRS. And he told me that I owed taxes, and he said that if I don't pay it right now, I'm going to be arrested. And the guy that's calling me, he has a very thick Indian accent, and he tells me that his name is John White, which is like the most stereotypical American name. Very thick Indian accent, and he tells me on the phone his name is Agent John White. It's just something that he just created up on the phone. Have I seen the new episode of Fallout? No. I'm gonna watch it this Tuesday when the new episode comes out. I'll start watching a bunch of them. I like Kiryu's Yakuza 1 outfit the most. Oh, and if you guys want to know what I said to that fake IRS agent, the scammer, what I said to him on the phone is I said I don't believe in taxes. I said taxation is theft, and I said I'm not going to pay it. And he got really aggressive on the phone, and he said to me on the phone that uh, the SWAT team is going to come to my house. And I said, good, send them. No one's going to come. And nothing happened. Do you know that IRS agents are armed? It depends on the IRS agent. It depends. There are IRS cops that arrest people that have guns, but if you're talking about the people that are in the offices, they're the majority of the IRS members, no. They don't have guns. They might own guns in their personal time, but they don't walk around with guns. Worst Kiwami 1 scam, the fake magic stone. Thoughts on minimum wage in America? Well, what I think personally is I think that I think if taxes were lowered just across the board, then something like that could be applied. Because, for example, in like a state like New York, you know, where I'm personally from, New York is like a very, very expensive state. And while it's always good for people to be making more money, if you raise the minimum wage, you know, in New York, and it's already been raising, it's going to hurt a lot of small business because there's a lot of mom and pop shops that struggle. For like larger companies like Walmart, for example, they can afford to pay that out. It's not going to be that big of a deal. They're probably going to still cut hours, but it really depends on where. Because like, you know, $10 in New York is very different than like, you know, $10 in the Midwest, for example. It's very, you know, money has different values depending on what state you're in. Watch you as a teen 8 years ago. Thanks for the memories. Oh, thank you. So that means you're 6. Oh, okay. So yeah, you watched me 8 years ago. Yeah, so you're an adult now. Then, time flies. 8 years ago. That was what? 2018, right? Yeah. Thank you, Peg, for the super chat. The IRS is the only thing that scares a Joker. Yep. Most journalists praise Black Ops 7, especially IGN. I don't know how many journalists can praise Black Ops 7. It was a disaster. Oh, hang on, Brandon. I will take a look at this here. Let me see. Okay, Tyler, Keyshawn, Skull, Venge, Demigod, DHC. If you guys are not doing anything in your CEOs, please just disband them, just so we don't have solo MCs and solo CEOs in the session, because a lot of people can't form their own CEOs. I'm not specifically calling you guys out. I'm just saying is, please just if you're doing something solo as your CEO, that's fine. But if you're not doing anything, just please disband, because there's other people that are trying to form MCs and CEOs.
We gonna make this. Jake Remedy.
Tyler is selling nightclub solo. Okay. Ambush. I know it's an ambush. What's better in your opinion, Reddit Online or GT Online? Well, GT Online. GT Online just has more content to it. Reddit Online, it had potential. I think that Reddit Online could have had even more potential than GTA Online. But unfortunately got abandoned, and so GT Online is the better game overall, I think. We're selling acid. Okay, it's okay, DHC. Just the only thing I'm saying is, guys, is please don't use solo MCs and solo CEOs. Yeah, I agree with Fernando. If you are doing prep missions, don't do prep missions in here. because those can be done in a solo session. You don't need people in here to do prep missions for heists. But if you're selling something solo, I'm fine with that because you're gonna get a big bonus selling in here. That's fine. But if you're doing any heist prep solo in here, please don't do them in here because it's just taking away a spot from other people. What's the top thing you want to see in GTA 6? More focus on crime. Just more focus on the criminal underworld. Why are people hating Rockstar over that? They're hating Rockstar because they let a terminally ill fan play GTA 6? What? Why are they hating Rockstar for that? That's ridiculous. Yeah, well, Brandon, if you need help with the heists, invite me later. Just don't do preps in here. Have I played Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts? No. Yeah, I could play later, Far. Are you tired of GTA Online? Not really, because we got a new update recently, like a month ago, so not really, not at the moment. Everyone start calling Lester, because we're approaching the drop. This is gonna be an ambush.
Hey, how can I help? No. I'm afraid not.
I might give them a try one day. I like
Sorry,
Fallout, so I
no.
might try Stalker one day.
Not now, sorry. That's not gonna work.
You're not showing much regard for the normal chat. Type 5 times, no response. Rashad, dude, just... There's a lot of people that are posting. It's hard for me to read every single comment. I'm trying my best, man. If you want, post your comment again and I'll read it. But there's just a lot of people that are posting. I'm trying, dude. Try Metro. I have. Metro, I've played Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. I haven't played Metro Exodus.
No problem.
Mr. Faber's voice makes me question why I exist. Wait, what? No, I've never heard about that, Jam Gaming. I think you need to do a DLC month. What do you mean a DLC month? Professional's not going to read this comment, for example. I just read it. Well, I have to watch the Fallout TV show. I'm a big Fallout guy, so I gotta watch the TV show and I'll tell you what I think of it. I've seen Season 1. I haven't seen Season 2. The reason I've been holding off on it for so long is because I'm just waiting for a bunch of episodes to get released, because I hate waiting a week for each episode. My 21st birthday is on February 1st. You're almost exactly 10 years older than me. I've been watching you since 2017. Thanks for being yourself. Thank you, Danilo. Thanks. That means a lot to me. Thank you, dude. Thank you for the super chat. When do you think we're gonna get more info on GTA 6 this year? Springtime.
Piece of garbage.
I don't know. There's a huge probability that by the end of the month, the regime in Iran might fall apart. But we're gonna have to see what happens afterwards. The monarchy, I know, wants to return, but I don't know how much the people favor the monarchy in Iran. Because most people in Iran absolutely hate the Ayatollah, but they don't. I don't know they're necessarily pro-monarchy. So that's. I have to wait and see. Well, what's your question, Rashad? Oh, hey, happy Sunday, Pro. Hope you had a great week, Athena. Thank you, Athena. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for 3 years. Thanks, Athena. Bogdan has been updated. The Avenger now gets the shit shot out of it in the parking lot or on the beach. Well, I don't even really do that heist. Well, yeah, the Iranian Revolution set that country back so much. Like, it literally, it set that country back so much. You didn't answer me. What's your question, Jam? I have one of the Getaway games. I have one of them. I beat it on the PS2 when I was a kid. I remember it too. The Getaway game that I played, you played as like a SWAT team guy. Like there was like this tactical cop, and I remember you played as this guy that would go into like a bar, and like the bar in the gym got shut up. Like if I remember that correctly, that was like a huge part of the story. But I don't remember the name of the game. It's in my PS2 collection. I gotta check my PS2 games, but I have one of them. It was Black Monday? Okay. You guys know the game Gangs of London? Gangs of London is an open world crime game. It came out on the PSP, so it's only on the PSP. But it's apparently in the exact same universe as The Getaway. And I remember in Gangs of London, there's several gangs that you can play as. I might do a playthrough of it one day, but I remember my favorite gang to play as was always the Russian Mafia. Most powerful African-American criminal organization in games? Grove Street in GTA San Andreas. The guild went from the Ancelotti family to the Atlas Corporation. Yeah, and that's what makes no sense. Like, the guild is the Mafia in Black Ops 6, and then they just made them into this giant military corporation with, like, thousands of mercenaries and these giant robots. Like, how does that happen in 30 years? $22 months. Yeah, thank you for being a member of my channel for almost 2 years, Wasabi Guy. 22 months. With the production boost that comes with the mansions, will there be a guide on which businesses should players be prioritizing for? Yeah, I want to make a guide on that. I want to make my Zero lore video by the end of this month, and I also want to make the guide, the money guide, that I do want to make also. A DLC month where you play all the DLCs you wanted to. Oh, okay, Zach. But the thing about Ultor, though, Menacing, is Ultor at least had a better backstory on how the company was written. You know, the company grew over time. And Ultor, as ridiculous as it was, it didn't grow into something as big as the Guild. So Ultor's story was, I still kind of a little bit ridiculous, but it was much more believable. And Ultor were much better enemies than the Guild. Ultor were way better enemies than the Guild was. Like, the Guild just sucked as enemies in Black Ops 7. Hello, happy Sunday. Cube is dropping by. Hey, Cube, how you doing, dude? Can you shout me out? Hi, documented by me. How you doing? What is the most powerful gang in crime games, excluding the one the protagonist is part of? If you're gonna ask me what I think the most powerful criminal organization I've ever seen in a video game is, out of all the video games that I've ever played, the most powerful criminal organization would probably have to be the Santa Blanca cartel in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Probably them, because that cartel controls the entire country of Bolivia. Like, they control the Bolivian government, the Bolivian police. So it's probably the Santa Blanca cartel is probably the strongest, criminal organization I've ever seen in a video game. If you're asking me about the most powerful criminal, specifically in a game, it would not be Sueño, the leader of the Santa Blanca. It would actually be Shang-Chi in Kane and Lynch 2. And the reason Shang-Chi is the most powerful criminal I've seen in the video game is because of the fact that Shang-Chi is a very corrupt, high politician in the Communist Party in China, in Kane and Lynch 2's story. He has access to the Chinese military. He has access to Chinese, these special forces death squads. Triads are on his payroll. Like, that guy has everybody on his payroll. Corrupt cops. Like, that guy's, almost unstoppable. Do I collect video games? I don't necessarily know if I collected them. It was just games that I got over the years, but I've had a lot of them. I have a huge PS1 collection, by the way. A lot of PS1 games from my childhood. Dude, you make great videos, keeping us updated on all the new stuff. Thank you, dude. Well, I guess you could kind of call it a syndicate, but Shang-Chi is just, pretty much controls everything in that menacing. I mean, Shang-Chi is a terrifying villain. He's terrifying. I think that Shang-Chi is actually scarier than Jingu. Like Jingu in Yakuza. Most people know who Jingu is because Yakuza is a pretty popular game. But Shang-Chi, I think, is even more dangerous than Jingu. He's even worse than Jingu. Amazing CJ asked me if he could help me sell my 2x counterfeit cash. He let me deliver the first one and destroy the other two, so it forced autosave. Oh my god, that's horrible, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Well, if you need help though, dude, I can add you and I can help you, make some money on GTA. So if you need help with anything, just tell me your PSN and I can add you and help you out. Lynch, no more deals. And that's the thing about Lynch is, and thank you, Zay or Isaiah, for the super chat. Here's the thing is, when it comes to Lynch, Lynch is usually the irrational one in the storyline in Kane and Lynch, but Lynch was actually 100% right. When Lynch said, killed Shang-Chi and said no more deals, I think he was 100% right. I think Shang-Chi was too dangerous to be kept alive. Like, that guy was not going to stop. So I think that, that Lynch was right to kill him. What's your overall thoughts on owning bail bonds in scrapyard business? I haven't bought those yet. Though on staff gathering crates now versus compared to your 2018 videos on crate gathering. I finally got my mansion today. Oh, hey Ryan, for the, thank you for the super chat. Listen, about the scrapyard is actually kind of fun. But the bail bonds I think is probably the most boring. It is probably the most boring business ever. It was like the business that just died so quickly. Like, it just died. Like nobody does bail bonds anymore. Like, nobody does it. Maybe people only did it for the career challenge and that's it. Like, have you guys ever seen anybody do bail bonds? Like, I almost never see anybody do it. That DLC died so quick. It died quicker than any other... it died almost just as quick as Arena Wars did. Like, it was such a boring DLC. Like, nobody does it. I don't know anybody that plays bail bonds in this game. Like, I don't know anyone that does it. Like, I never get invited. I get invited to heists, I get invited to businesses, I even get invited to contact missions. But I never get invited to bail bonds missions, because that's how unpopular that is. Well, he was an evil, power-hungry politician, Polly. Thank you, Ryan, for that super chat. $20 super chat from Ryan. Thank you, man. The thoughts on staff gathering crates now versus compared to your 2018 videos. Basically, you get 5 warehouses, right? And what you do is you buy 3 crates to one warehouse, you deliver it, and then you talk to the warehouse worker there, source a crate there. Go to your next warehouse. Second warehouse stores 3 crates. And then once you deliver it, talk to the next warehouse worker there. Third warehouse, fourth warehouse, fifth warehouse, repeat. And then when you go back to the first warehouse, it should be a 48-minute cooldown. And then when that cooldown passes, keep, sourcing crates, and you keep, going to each of those workers. And that might, it takes around 6 hours to collect crates. But if you actually use all 5, workers, and then you're, sourcing crates at the same time, it'll probably help you save probably an hour off your time. Oh, great, I passed one here. I always pass the one on the dam. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm still good here. I got the wheels out. Come on. Okay. Ooh. There we go. It was a little rough taking off from there. Doesn't have enough speed to pull up. You think there'll be a follow-up GTA DLC? Yeah, there's gonna be the final GTA Online DLC will be this summer. I'm good though, Casey, but thank you. Go to Grinder. Thanks, man, for the guides. No problem, Calexo. Maybe in a way menacing. I thought the lesson was also about betrayal, about trust. I think that was a huge part of the story in Kane and Lynch 1. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Our big truck nights have been very exhausting. I'm sorry to hear about that, Dillingham. I hated working truck when I used to work in retail, but thank you for being a member of my channel for 3 years. Thank you, dude. You've hit 3 years. Thanks, man. There's a lot of politic talk in Yakuza 3. Huh. I guess we'll see when we get to it. The Cuba mission was difficult, but I thought the Venezuela missions were even harder in Kane and Lynch. Did Fact ever tell me his PSN? I don't think I ever saw his PSN. Fact, are you still here? Did you ever tell me your PSN? Working in retail is like working in a bad sport lobby, in my experience. I made a heist in Creator. Can you help me test? You made a heist in Creator. Yeah. I mean, we could do it a little bit later, Kirsten. Yeah, I heard about that, Gorgle. I don't know why people are angry about that. I don't think there's really gonna be any kind of property in the next, in the next update. It's probably going to be just missions focused on, going after Faber. We don't really use the cruise much anymore, but when GTA 6 comes out, I'll probably remake the cruise, and we'll probably do that. Yeah, I heard about that. The bear has been removed from the guy's house. When will the new Broken Steel part come out? Tomorrow. Do you support video game preservation? What do you mean by that? Like keeping the online servers up? Yeah. How have you been, Pro? Long time since I've been here. How's your Spanish doing? It's doing good. I'm studying every day. Yo, estudio español todos los días. Y, yo quiero,
Cryptocurrency seed, so
ha
I guess we have to
hablar,
sell.
ser bueno español, con mis amigos. Yo quiero, aprender español. What's that, mister? Not bad Spanish, dude. Thank you. Do you play choice-based games? Sometimes. I haven't played one in a long time, though. Thanks for saving my money. Black Ops 7 hurt me. Yep. Not bad Spanish, thank you. I said that I want to learn how to speak good Spanish with my friends. And then I said I learned Spanish. I speak Spanish, or learn Spanish every day. Have I played a video game Stalker? No, but I know the games. I'm open to playing them. Any more lore videos? Yes, before the end of this month, we're gonna make a lore video on Zero, specifically in GTA San Andreas.
Okay.
Whoa. Do you think the Soviets used racial discrimination in America as propaganda? Yes. And the thing about that is, out of all the propaganda the Soviets did, that was probably the most effective one, and that was probably the one that hurt America's image the most. Because Soviet propaganda would constantly talk about segregation, and it would talk about how America was this, racist, horrible society. And so that did hurt America the most. It was the fact that it took America until, the mid-60s to finally deal with that stuff and get rid of it. But that was some of the propaganda that did hurt America. But I will say this also, the Soviet Union, it did have a lot of its own racism. And like, for example, like Stalin was a very, Stalin was a pretty racist person. Stalin, for example, Stalin really hated Jews. He believed that there was a Jewish plot of doctors to kill him. That's basically what he believed. And so what Stalin did was Stalin had several Jewish doctors arrested and killed just for being a Jewish doctor. Stalin had a lot of people just arrested and killed for that. What Stalin also did is Stalin really hated Ukrainians. So that was, you saw what he did with like, the Holodomor, for example, where it's estimated between 7 million and 10 million Ukrainians died during that famine. Stalin, what he would do is he would make Khrushchev, if you know Khrushchev, he was the guy who took power after Stalin. He would make Khrushchev dance and drink. And he would tell Khrushchev to dance, you bald Ukrainian. That's what he would say to Khrushchev. On top of that, Stalin also really hated Tatars, the Tatars were a Central Asian people that a lot of them lived in the Soviet Union, and a lot of them lived in Crimea. The Tatars used to be the majority of the people in they used to be the majority of the people in Crimea, and until Stalin forcibly removed a lot of them, sent a lot of them to Siberia where they died. But yeah, the Soviet propaganda, when the Soviets were talking about segregation, that was probably the most effective propaganda against America, and it really did hurt America's image, because a lot of the propaganda that the Soviets had, America a lot of times could counter that propaganda, but they really couldn't counter that propaganda specifically. So yes, it was probably one of the most effective parts of Soviet propaganda. Who from Yakuza, Carl? No, I never played League of Legends. Favorite Twisted Metal wish that went wrong? Probably, Mr. Grimm's wish in Twisted Metal 3, where he says he wants Calypso's soul, and then he says, "You want my soul?" and then just steps on him, because that's referencing the soul of the boot. You explain Mr. Faber's story in a video very well. I love that video. Thank you, dude. Did Nazi Germany make propaganda about the U.S. using Jim Crow laws? Not really in that regard. Nazi propaganda depicted Americans as inferior to them. That's what it would. They said that America was like an inferior nation, and they said that America had no direction. That was what typically Nazi propaganda was like. It was portraying America as like this backwards capitalist place. The Nazis really hated capitalism, by the way. It portrayed America as like this place of greed, of just large corporations and banks, and said that the average American was just inferior to the average German. That's how, Nazi propaganda typically depicted the Americans. It was the same thing with the Japanese. The Japanese propaganda, it would depict Americans as like cowardly troops, inferior, that they were lazy. But what happened was after 2 years of fighting the Americans, the Japanese propaganda changed. It went from portraying the Americans as like lazy and inferior to portraying them as savages. Like, it said that the American soldiers were savages. It said that the Marines were former criminals that were released from prisons, and they were like insane, and a bunch of this other stuff. Like, it was just portraying like American soldiers like insane savages. That's what they were saying, and they were saying like Americans rape women, they kill children, and stuff like that. That's what the Japanese propaganda would say. And the really ironic thing about that, what's so ironic about that? The way the Japanese propaganda portrayed Americans as like these brutal savages is the exact same way the Japanese actually acted towards their occupying country. So whatever countries the Japanese occupy, that's how they treated people. So that's so ironic. They portrayed like Americans as like these brutal savages, when literally that's exactly what the Japanese army was doing in a lot of their occupations, especially like in China. Like, the Japanese just raped and pillaged China. Like, they did such horrible things in China. They did it in Korea too. A lot of the Philippines. A lot of countries suffered tremendously under Japan. Have you ever played the History Channel before about the game? No. I think that it would be best for the country if Iran went to being a republic. Like, no Ayatollah, no monarchy, just went to being a republic. I think that would be like the best for like Iran. What's wrong, Messiu? Yeah, I honestly would rather play Mind's Eye than play Black Ops 7 again, too. The lobby's bugged? No, I think we're full right now. I think we're full on players. You're absolutely right, Zach. Why did the U.S. enter the African theater during the Second World War? You mean North Africa? to help Britain. It was primarily that. It was to create the whole purpose of the North African front. The whole reason for that, it was basically to take a front away from the Germans, to basically spread the German army out, because the majority of the German army was in Europe, and the purpose of the North African theater was basically just to spread them out. That was it. And the North African theater started before the Germans invaded the Soviet Union, but then when they invaded the Soviet Union, the Allies put a lot more effort into North Africa, a lot more resources into that, because what they were trying to do is they were trying to get as many German soldiers away from the Soviet Union and get them to fight in North Africa. It was basically to break up Germany's army. That was the strategy. And that's why the Americans, for example, landed in Italy in 1943. It was to divert German troops from the Soviet Union to Italy. And it was the same thing with France also. When the US landed in France in Normandy in 1944, it was basically to break up the German army and force them to fight in multiple directions. That was the purpose of it. Germany was looking for the Holy Grail in Africa. You've been watching too much Indiana Jones, dude. The lobby's glitched? Okay, if the lobby's glitched, I'll find another lobby once this sale is done. Are you aware of people bringing up back 2016 and 2026? What are you talking about, Shadow? What do you mean? If the 1791 Constitution ever got passed in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, do you think the Russian, Prussian, and Austrian would have seen the Commonwealth existence as a threat to their power? Of course, 100%. It was the same thing with revolutionary France. They saw revolutionary France as a threat to them, because the Polish Constitution in 1791, it was actually going to give more power to the peasants and take more power away from the aristocrats. That's why so many Polish aristocrats, Polish nobles, they sided with the Russians when the Russians invaded. Because the Russians were still going to keep them their privileges. They were traitors. They basically betrayed their people, betrayed their country for wealth and privilege, and sided with the occupiers. That was it. So the Constitution was going to limit the power of the government. It was going to limit the power of the aristocracy. It was going to give the common man and woman more power. The 1791 Constitution was a great constitution. It will be my birthday next month. Oh, happy birthday, Aaron. Trends from 2016? Well, I don't know what you mean then, Shadow. Who do I think is the worst GTA character? You mean playable character? I don't think there really is one. I like all the GTA playable characters. Did you like my Black Ops 7 review? Yeah. On Saipan, civilians committed suicide to avoid the Americans because of fear of being tortured and raped. Japanese propaganda really brainwashes civilians. Yes, that is true. The civilians on Saipan, they actually ran for the cliffs and just jumped off the cliffs. And because they believed a bunch of this propaganda that the Americans were going to torture them and rape them and kill their kids. It was a bunch of this nonsense that the Japanese had spread around. And also, the thing is, you know what the most disturbing thing about that story is? The American soldiers actually tried to stop the Japanese civilians from jumping off the cliffs. They were literally telling them, like, don't do it, don't. And they still did it. So like, literally, the American soldiers saw that happening, and they were trying to stop them from doing it. That's what was so disturbing about that story. Thank you, Pro. My gamer tag is Mason for Runner. Yeah, in fact, I can add you a little bit later. I just can't add anyone during the stream, but I can add you later tonight. I'll send you a friend request. It's, Polish Mercenary. If you get that, that's me. Okay, a lot of people are saying they can't play in this. The session is glitched, so I'm gonna find a new session. Everyone join me on the new session here if you want. But yeah, a lot of people are saying they can't connect. My debit card got permanently disabled today. I'm screwed. Wait, what happened, Knight? How did that happen?
Good afternoon, sir.
The most disturbing cartoon moment? I think it was the one where Muriel and Eustace got kidnapped and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and then Courage made puppets of them. And was like just trying to cope with the fact that they were gone. Mercenaries 2 will play later this year, Commander Shepard. We might actually play it in springtime early, especially the Venezuela stuff that's going on, so that would probably be perfect for the time to play it. No, I've never done a Sniper Elite lore video. Oh, I'm sorry, sure, but I hope that you liked the Black Ops 7, the Black Ops 7 video. Yeah, some of the episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog are really scary. I mean, that show did scare me a lot when I was a kid.
Oh my god! Typical.
What do I think of IShowSpeed? I don't know that much about him. I know he's a popular YouTuber, but I really don't know that much. There was a video that I saw recently of him being like a fake plane simulator thing, and him freaking out the plane crashing. But that's just it. I don't even really know that much about the guy. Thank you, AM. What if the British Empire never ruled Ireland? Well, what was it, that's a really good question. Well, if the British Empire never ruled Ireland, then Northern Ireland would be part of Ireland today. Yeah, that's probably the biggest change that would happen there, Aaron. I got 3 fraud charges from a marriage counseling company for $150. What? Just cancel your debit card, and you're not going to be responsible. If you do it really quickly, you shouldn't be responsible for false charges on it, there, Shiny Knight. No, I don't believe there's a GTA 6 demo. No, I don't believe that. No, GTA 4 Remastered is probably not coming out. No, I don't think so. What if the South won the Civil War? America would be 2 different countries today, and they would hate each other. If the South won the Civil War, there's a huge probability that slavery eventually would be ended, but it would not be ended right away. Probably after, like, 20 or 30 years. So basically, what would have happened is, if the South won the Civil War, right? They probably would have had slavery probably for another 30, 40 years. That's probably what would have happened. After 30 or 40 years, they probably would have abolished it. Because at that point, even the really big slave countries, like Brazil, for example, Brazil was like the last country in the West to ban slavery. It was like the early 1900s. So they would have banned slavery after like 30 or 40 years. But what they would have done is they would have still had segregation, and that probably would have gone on until modern day. So you probably would have had 2 Americas today. You would have had a North and a South America. And it would probably be called United States of America and Confederate States of America. It's probably what the 2 countries would be called. And they would absolutely hate each other, despise each other. There would probably be really big tensions. the South would still probably have segregation, and what probably would have happened is probably during several wars, probably the different sides would have supported different people. So like during World War I and World War II, the different the two Americas probably would have supported the different sides. I don't really care for stuff like that, Shiny Knight. I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff like that. Well, there are smaller gangs in GTA 4. There are street gangs. There's the Irish gang. Uh, there is a Spanish gang. There is a black gang in GTA 4. I don't know remember the names of the gangs. They don't really appear in many story missions, but they do exist in neighborhoods you walk into. You'll see them. What are you most excited for in GTA 6? And thank you Moxie for the super chat. In GTA 6, probably the map. I probably want to see the map itself, like a really big, large map. Probably that's what I'm probably most excited for. Well, that wouldn't happen, but the community would explode if that happened too, Zach. A lot of people would get excited if it was only $20, but that's not going to happen. There's no way they're going to make the game $20. Yeah, GTA 4 had the biker gang, Angels of Death. Will there be GTA scalpers? For the collector's edition, yes. For collector's edition, yes. There's gonna be people that are scalp them. For physical copies, no, because people will just buy digitally. Was I against No Russian being censored and removed? I don't think that the No Russian mission should be censored and removed, because the whole purpose of that mission, it was basically to show you what a evil, horrible person Makarov was. It was the introduction to Makarov. Can you help me sell when I join Pro, please? Sure. Sure, Mark, I can help you. Thank you for the super chat. Mansion raid, and can you help me with sales, please? Sure, Jeremiah. If you invite me, I can help you, but I'm helping someone right now. Who am I helping? I'm helping Ben right now. No, GTA 6 is not going to be base game $100. It's not going to happen, dude. Well, you can't have those gangs in GTA 4 Deity because they're in the 3D universe. 50/50 looks like she's on steroids, like Abby from The Last of Us 2. Yeah, I thought 50/50 was the worst character in Black Ops 7. They could have just added Chloe as a playable character. Let's help Ben with his next. 50/50, she was a playable character in Black Ops 7 Composite Creativity. Speaking of which, let's see, what is the Black Ops 7 review? Let's see how the Black Ops 7 review is doing right now. It's at almost 3,000 views right now. Yep. Has a 99% like ratio. People are liking it. For a boat? How far are these boats? 3 miles away? Okay. Okay, I enjoyed your review of Black Ops 7. Thank you. I can't wait to watch the final episode of Better Call Saul this week. That was a very long TV series, Aaron. Oh, you watched all of it then, huh? Hey, Adam, what's up, dude? Slightly disagree with your title for the Black Ops 7 review. Should have been called Worst Game I Have Ever Played in My Channel. Great review. We surely suffered. Thank you, Zuhair. For I can't sell. Well, we just have some people that, please, guys, whoever's, you know, in a solo CEO, if you're not doing anything, please disband it so that people can form their CEOs and MCs. Yes, Little Jacob was definitely Nico's best friend. That, okay. Which Twisted Metal Black backstory scared you the most? Sweet Tooth, probably. Also, that Bloody Mary, her story was pretty scary too in Twisted Metal. I think the driving took a lot more skill, Mega, in GTA 4 than it did in GTA 5. I'm enjoying watching you stream Fallout on Wednesdays. Thank you, Phoenix. Thanks, man. This Wednesday we're gonna go San Andreas. We're gonna get 100% finish that one. Top 10 best investments video? Yes, that was my most popular video. Well, we're gonna have to see what happens, Chase, if the government is gonna get overthrown or not. People are at their breaking point in Iran. Hi there, Tasuko. To, Bakino. Thank you, Dynasty. Wait, what? Pat, I enjoyed your Black Ops 7 review. Agree with everything except that this is the worst game of 2025. Mind's Eye is a broken game. Story's not good, and the game is practically abandoned. Black Ops 7 has multiplayer and zombies. I think that, you know, I at least... I thought the story was okay in Mind's Eye. I didn't have a problem with it, Fernando. I thought, because Black Ops 7, I didn't expect this stuff from it. You know, this is a fan favorite game, and I didn't expect something like Black Ops 7 to do this. Hey Rashad, what's up, dude? No, I haven't done the old San Andreas 200%. showing. I could probably show my collection one day, Chase. Japan wouldn't have the resources to control all of China, though, if they won World War II. Japan was already stretched pretty thin in World War II. It's from Windbreaker. Oh, okay, Dynasty. Well, Brian Heater, he's a landlord. He owns the property where Jason lives.
That's a successful sale.
Do I read comics, graphics novels? Not really, no. Yeah, they probably would do that to China over time, Deity. Yeah, well, that's one of the things. I grew up playing Black Ops 1 and 2, and, you know, Black Ops 7 doing this crap, it does piss me off. We're gonna be doing Kiwami 2 right after we complete Fallout 3 Broken Steel.
You're a
Try Driver Parallel Lines. Yeah, and I want to one day play maybe the older Driver games also on the PS1. Play those also, give it a try. Great. What did I drive into here? Thank you, Assassin's Court, for the super chat. Good luck beating the tutorial in what? In Yakuza? September 11th, that was a really bad time in New York. I remember that still when I was a kid. Not going to school that day, I remember a lot of what happened around that time. You're the smartest and wisest American I've watched for so many years. Thank you, Flaming You. Okay, here we go. Do you wear contacts or glasses? No. Hey, Zach. My favorite gaming console of all time? Probably the PS2. Do I think Hitler escaped the Berlin bunker? No. There's no. He died in Berlin. What do you think is the worst gang in GTA in terms of strength and smarts? Uh... Hmm. I don't know. I didn't think about that one. Do I drink hot drinks? Yes. Tea sometimes, coffee rarely, but tea I'll drink a bit. Yeah, maybe I could get to it far and I could explain what I didn't like about it. What's my favorite Xbox console? I haven't really been much of an Xbox. I mean, 360 definitely gives the most nostalgia, but Xbox Series X is probably what I like the most. Why are you running around in circles? I'm just waiting for the mission to end. Yeah, I never liked the taste of coffee. I could never do it. What kind of tea? Green and black, mostly. Thank you for uploading the Black Ops video. No problem, dude.
Okay.
The toughest, the smartest and toughest gang in the GTA series. It's a very difficult one. I would say probably the Gambetti family in GTA 4, because Gambetti had basically gone on so long without getting arrested, and so he's such a powerful mobster, he definitely knows what he's doing. Thanks, Pro. Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year, Bernard Black. Thank you, dude, for the super chat. Thank you for also being a member of my channel. Well, Pegorinos were definitely the weakest mafia in GTA 4. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hey, Manix. Thank you for the sponsoring my channel for 3 years. Thank you. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
We gonna make this sale?
First video game system that you remember playing? The PS1. Thank you, Composite Creativity. Definitely the PS1. I don't think we're gonna get a new Michael Heist, Mark. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yes, Skull? What's up? Oh. When did I change my character's hair color? A couple weeks ago. I've always had blonde, so I guess I was kind of bored of it.
Hey, how can I help? I'm afraid not. Not now, sorry. Okay, some other time. Hey, what's going on?
Okay, here we go.
You're totally fine.
I need help selling my crates. I can help you. Next, Venge.
That's not gonna work.
We might get some kind of mission where we raid, you know, raid Mr. Faber and stuff like that, but
I take it this isn't purely a social call. Of course not. You're in trouble and you need my help. No problem.
there we go. Got this. Yeah, I could try to do that far. There we go. My parents are from Poland, yes. Okay, Ben, I'm gonna leave here and help Venge with his stuff, because, yeah, I see you got 3 other people here, or 4 people, so I think you'll be fine for the other sales. I'm gonna help Venge with his stuff right now. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Brandon. Yes, Phoenix. DreamWorks villain that I found the most terrifying? I don't know. Venge, invite me, I'll help you. Was that over the bounty? I think that was over my bounty. Maybe if I have time tonight, General. Okay, let me see. Where is his? Buy the Kasatka, Arkoi. Yes, I'm gonna do Spider-Man this year. People keep asking for it, I'll do it this year. It's been a heavily requested one. If you can keep your head on while, when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, you'll be a man, my son. Rudyard Kipling in his poem. Is that reference to Big Smoke? And thank you, Mocked Dansari. Thank you for the super chat. Thought you were helping Mark next. I'll help Mark too. I know Venge has been asking me for some time to help him sell this stuff. Mark, I will help you in a little bit. I'm just gonna help Venge sell his stuff really quick. If you want to join Venge's CEO, and let's take care of that really quick. And hi, Pro. Do you have any Red Dead Redemption 2 online money guide videos on your channel? Yes, I have a bunch. Look up the Red Dead Online Ultimate Beginner's Guide. That's one that I made. And they should be in my money guides playlist. So I have a money guides playlist on my channel. The Red Dead Online money guide should be in that Lost Money. You guys don't have to wait for me to help you sell. There's a lot of other people that you could also invite in the lobby that can help you out. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to help everyone. Okay, Mark, yeah, you'd have to have me as a friend. No problem, Walst. We need one more person in this CEO bench. Just invite all the people who aren't in CEOs right now. We could probably play crossplay with GTA 6. Hopefully GTA 6 has crossplay. Venge, if we don't get a third person to sell, we'll just deal with it us two, then. We're not gonna get blown up in here because it's a safe lobby, so I'll just have to come back for the other vehicle, but just start it then, Venge. If I have time, Skull, but you shouldn't wait for me, though. There's a lot of people that need, that you could also invite in here. I felt No Face from Spirited Away creeps me out. I know that there was that one villain in Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's not DreamWorks, but that like kind of like, you know, insect-looking guy. That was like he was a bit creepy. The guy Aang meets in the cave. I forget his name, but just activate the sale, Venge. Oh, Casey can help here. The face dealer. Yeah, that's him. Venge, I'm gonna go and get the third truck. I want you to go to your next business after this, okay? Your next cargo warehouse. In the meantime, I'll go get the truck. Casey waiting on CEO invite. Yeah, Venge will invite you right after this, Christine. Just give us a moment here. Do you think there's a good faction in Mercenaries 2? No. There are certain factions that maybe are less worse than others, but there's no such thing as a good faction. All the factions are bad. Including the Allied Nations. They're all bad in Mercenaries 2. You're going to cosplay the original Spider-Man suit. The one with the white spider from the game, or both when you played the Insomniac game. Bear in mind, there's a lot of unlockable suits, too. Probably whatever the default outfit is. Probably see if I can do that one, Composite Creativity. I'll have to look at what the default outfit is, and if I can find it online and cosplay that one. Thank you, Amberino. Why are a lot of countries in Europe so racist compared to the United States? Examples, Denmark, Ireland, Netherlands, Finland. I can't really speak on those countries. I don't know. I've never been to those countries. I'm not sure on that. The only thing I can say is that, you know, when it comes to my country, people say, for example, America's a very racist country, but I don't believe that. I think America's actually probably one of the least racist countries. There's a lot of countries out that have much more racism problems than America does. Okay, 1.7 miles this one. Or no, 1.36, when I say 1.7. Well, the PLAV in Mercenaries 2, Gunner, was actually the government that was in power before Solano overthrew them. So they were the government before Solano came to power. And they kind of represent the current government in Venezuela. Venezuela is a authoritarian, you know, socialist dictatorship country. Okay, invite Christine and we'll help you with the next one here, Venge. I don't really want to get too much into that chase. I talked a lot about that on the other parts. It was just hopefully everything's good in Venezuela now. Well, they were right, but the thing is, all the PLAV wanted to do, Gunner, is they just wanted to replace Universal Petroleum with China, which is basically going to have the exact same effect. So it's basically replacing one exploiter for another one. Where are you going next? I looked at your recent video and looked at the wiki of Chloe. She remained a prisoner of Menendez Mercs for some time, and was later rescued by JSOC, either just before or after June 19th, 2025. What do you think of that? It sucks. That's stupid because it's suggesting that Mason and Harper had failed to save her in that city, you know, the island city. And then it's also suggesting that Mason refused to help her. So for the strike mission, like, he just would not do the strike mission and wouldn't help her. Which is basically saying that Mason's incompetent. The most amount of money I made in a single day on GTA, probably like $40 million. That was like back in the day when I had like these really big sales and it was like double money, and I just sold in populated lobbies, everything. Well, the reason that a lot of us were paranoid, Gunner, was because of Atlas in Bioshock 1. That was what? Atlas is one of the most evil characters I've ever seen in a video game, definitely. What's wrong, Furian? $40 million in one sitting? Yeah, well, the thing about that is it's crate warehouses. It's crate warehouses, and so I got all the crate warehouses filled up, and then what I did was I sold them all at once. So it took me like, you know, a week to get them all filled, but then when I sold them all, it was like over 40 million at that point. Venge, I need you to fly a plane and just guide me with the boost. Let me fly the plane for you. Get a plane and just do the flight formation. It'll make me go faster and hit the drops. I'll do this for you. My controller has battery. Oh, what the? Okay, now I'm in pilot's seat. Do I have to fly low on this mission? Okay. Oh, I have to fly low. God damn it, I hate this mission. Okay. Okay, Christine, can you take, like, an, or who else do we got in this? Mark and, DHC. Can one of you guys get into an attack helicopter? Yeah, and just check that there's no attack helicopters at the drops, because those buzzards can blow me up. Like, a lot of people don't know that. The helicopters that are at the drops, they can actually blow this thing up. So just, you know, please, fly, like, right next to me with your helicopters and just cover me, protect me from those guys. This is, by the way, guys, this mission that we're doing right here, this is the worst cell mission in the entire game. Like, I think this is the worst mission in all of GTA Online, this mission here. I do really think so. Some people might disagree with me, but I think this is the worst mission in GTA Online. Why is this mission the worst mission? Because you're selling 111 crates. So this basically takes 6 hours to fill up. It takes 6 hours to get this mission, to fill up your crate warehouse. You have to fly low, which is already stressful enough because you're scared about hitting something and blowing this thing up. You have to watch out for buzzards at the drops. And the whole thing could just... 10 drops and the whole thing could just be taken out instantly. This is like the worst mission in all of GTA Online is this one here. It's such a stressful mission. It is so stressful. So stupid that you have to constantly fly low on this mission. My god, this is ridiculous. Venge, can you do me a favor? Can you hit that bribe authorities thing? Because it would just make the mission so much easier for me. I know you have to pay like 12 grand for it, but it would literally just make this mission so much easier. You're getting a ton of money from this sale anyways. If you could activate that, it would help a ton. So I wouldn't have to fly so low. You're good, no helicopters. Okay, thank you, Mark. And look at this. This is what's so bad about the mission, because there's red smoke. You can't even see like what's in front of you a lot of times. Like, look at how low they expect you to fly in this mission. Like, this is BS. To avoid Lupe's mission, source cargo in the Terabyte, but don't use master control terminal. Will that really work, Minion Dave? I've never heard of that before, but... Well, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Well, that almost gave me a heart attack for a moment there. My god, I hate this mission so much. It's okay, Nikki. Oh my god. I hate this mission.
Hey, what's going on? Okay, I'll get you out of trouble. No problem.
Come on, come on. Oh man, this is such BS, this mission. You see this? This is ridiculous with this mission. Like, you have to fly this thing so low. I'll read the chat in a little bit, guys. I just have to focus on this, because this mission is really risky, and I don't want Venge to lose his crates on this. Oh, great. Okay. You guys see how stressful this is. Yeah, I guess Venge didn't hear me earlier. Venge, if you could please bribe authorities, it would help so much because I wouldn't have to fly so low on this near these towers. Okay, good. Ooh. Okay, good. No, I don't have to worry about the authorities anymore now. Okay. I can fly high now. Yes, this is a private friends lobby. Okay, here we go. Okay. And... "50-50 is the worst Call of Duty character." Yep, one of the worst, yep. Definitely. Okay, yeah, this is a lot better for me because I don't have to worry about the cops constantly. Hey, GB. How come I can't hype your videos? Wait, what? What are you talking about? I know there's a bunch of donations earlier. I'm sorry I didn't see them. I'm glad to hear your good, honest opinion about Black Ops 7. Then people like Andy Pants Gaming who would call it woke because 50-50. I don't know that channel though, Ronan. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, Black Ops 7 was just a disaster. It was a terrible game. Sad that what happened to Sonny's voice actor from Vice City. Yep. You're right, Aaron. He did pass away. It's okay, Far. Hey, Relicane. How are you doing, dude? I haven't seen you in some time. How you been, man? But when it came to BioShock 2, Gunner, I hated Sophia Lamb the most in the series. Like, I thought she was way worse than Andrew Ryan. Okay, I'll see you, Polyflame. Take care, man. I've been good, Relicane. The last time I saw you, I think we played Payday together. I think that was the last time I saw you. Oh, and how was it on the emulator there, Gunner? Explain what woke is, Patrick, and is Poland expensive? I don't think Poland is very expensive. If you compare it to Germany, Poland is a much more affordable country compared to Germany. The whole woke stuff, I don't want to, I don't want to get into it, Bork. I just don't want to see, any political stuff, any woke stuff. I don't want to see it in, like, games that I play. Like, the Saints Row reboot did that, and that was not, that didn't work out too well for them. Yeah, Gunner, we'll do it then. The Condemned is like Manhunt. In a way, I guess it's kind of comparable. Oh, great. What?
Hey there. What can I help you with? So you don't want to get in serious trouble, huh? Okay, leave it with me.
Hi, Jesus.
Oh yeah, and I think Fallout does do it the best. You can be inclusive without it sucking. Yeah, Fallout did do it the best. Zach, you're right. I'll play those games on I'll play that game on the D-Day anniversary, Gunner. Yeah, that drop kind of sucked. Yeah, we will play Medal of Honor European Assault. We'll play it in March. Will I be doing heists in the stream? Maybe. I wanted to do that new mode, that mansion raid mode. People kept telling me to do that. Probably give it a try. Benj, how many more businesses do you got left to sell? Crime groups in GTA 6 for me: Venezuelan networks, mafia families, Cuban and Haitian gangs, Russian mafia, Brian's operation, Mexican cartels, African American gangs, and small crews and missions. Yeah, I hope we see a lot of the gangs we saw in Vice City, in GTA 6. The FT-42 you think was the best one in the game? How do you feel when people say that real communism hasn't been tried yet? I've seen people say that to promote communism in America. I think it's ridiculous. They should see how North Korea is. It's the exact same excuse they make every single time they say, oh, those countries did it wrong, but we'll do it right. But you know what people don't understand? That's exactly the same thing those countries said when they were trying socialism and communism. It's the exact same thing as they said, oh, we won't do it like that country, we'll do it better here. And then it was bad, just as bad there. It was every single time it's been a disaster. That's the exact same argument, these guys constantly make. They always say, oh, it wasn't real communism there, so it'll be real communism here. It's like, it apparently wasn't real communism in like over 100 countries, apparently. So it's, the amount of countries that had socialist and communist governments, it's like, what people don't know is that 1/3 of the entire planet used to be communist. That's it. So 1/3 of all the countries in the world used to be communist. And so, like, literally, it's been tried by 1/3 of the world's countries, and people think that it still could succeed somewhere else. There's a reason that there's only really 2 communist countries left on this planet, which is Cuba and North Korea. No, I didn't know that, Gunner. 5 Panzerfaust. Isn't that kind of overpowered? Can you help with bunker 2? I could probably fit it in, yep. But Venge, after this sale, I want you to help Mark with his sales. Because I might not have enough time to help Mark, and Mark has been asking. And you making any videos messing with scammers? I want to make another one. I haven't made a video where I called scammers in like over a year, so I do want to make another one. Okay, Mark. Is Pierston still here? By the way, PC, Pierston? He wanted me to try out his heist. No, we're in a friend session, main. I hope not. You know what would make much more sense in, and I hope that cargo isn't like, the whole griefing system doesn't come back in GTA 6. I read the question, the guy asking me about cargo griefing. Look, here's what I'll tell you something. Do you know what would make much more sense? If you can steal other people's, stuff. Like, if you could steal other players' drugs and stuff like that, it'd still be unpleasant, but at least it would make much more sense than just destroying it. That's the stupidest thing I've heard about. Because it's like, criminals don't destroy other people's stuff like that. Like, they'll steal it. And then they'll try to resell it. So this idea they're going to blow up every single thing they see, it's just stupid. Okay, I'll help you with that in a little bit, Pierston. You gotta wait a little bit. That would have been a better concept for the game. Yeah, if you could steal other people's stuff, it would make much more sense, but it's just, the destruction is just stupid. Blowing up people's cargo makes no sense, it's just dumb. That's that done. I find murder prison scene in Breaking Bad dark. Yeah, but it is kind of realistic in that it shows you how a lot of this stuff is organized. Murders in prisons are organized. It does happen in real life. Pierston, you're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna help Venge with this other, final crate warehouse and then his bunker, and then I'll join you on your mission there. Well, I think, when you see like cops ignoring what Morello was doing, that was a real thing. It's like cops would not want to interfere in a situation like that. It was really scary. And that's all I'll say is Morello got what he deserved in the end.
Excuse me?
I usually call it the M1014. That's what I've always called it. Gunner. Venge, I want you to go to your bunker and get it ready, okay? I'm working on some things while listening to your stories. Yeah, and a lot of people just tune into my channel just to listen to me talk. A lot of times, not even to watch the gameplay, but they like listening to the commentary, me reading stuff and talking about stuff. Well, about Two-Faced Tanner, it's a parody off of it's a parody off of Driver games. That mission.
Holy fucking shit!
I think you would have more subs if you played in public lobbies. Maybe, but if I played in public lobbies, it would be extremely toxic though, because I would have people constantly blowing me up. Like literally, it would not be fun. And if I played in public sessions, most of the stream would probably hate it too, because I wouldn't be able to read the chat. Because what would happen is I would literally be checking, like, if this was a public session, I'd be doing this constantly, like this. Just seeing if anybody's in the facility. Like this every single, like, 2 minutes, just constantly checking if someone's in the facility. That's really what like, me playing a public session would be like. Because that's all people would do, is people would constantly join into my session and just orbital cannon me over and over again when I used to play in public sessions. That would not be fun. I'm gonna announce it tonight, Far. Tonight, I'll announce the dates for it. Vince, can you invite the bunker, please? The best tip I can give for Mercenaries 2 is make sure you steal as much stuff as you can. Like, just, fuel, and money. Just steal as much of it as you can, and bombs. Would I own a luxury car? No. Never in my life. Even if I had the money to own a luxury car, I wouldn't. I'd see it as a giant waste of money. A money pit. That's basically what it is. Cars lose most of their value after just a couple of years, and a luxury car is like the worst. Imagine the insurance on that thing be disgusting. And the thing about a luxury car is a luxury car. If somebody just scratches your car just a little bit, that's thousands of dollars just scratching a car like that. So that's what I'll say about it. Is no, I think it's a giant money pit.
Okay, we're...
Pierston, you can get your heist ready, because I will help you right after this, but this mission is going to take like 5 minutes at least to complete. What's wrong, Mr. Tiger? Also, cars lose 10% as soon as you take them off the lot. 25% in the first year, yeah. Not good. You called my car a money pit. Well, I'm sorry, but that's what a supercar is. It is if you want to own a car like that and have fun with that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your hobby, it's what you enjoy. But I just personally think that it's a waste of money. That's just my opinion. So I can't judge others. I'm not judging others. But I'm just saying, in my personal viewpoint, it is I think it's a waste of money. Yes, we'll do the mansion raid mode. I'm just joking with you. I know, mister. I mean, you're right on that, Aternus, but just the way I see it personally is I wouldn't be able to ever buy a supercar.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they use the Vis pistol, I think. That's what they use, right? Right, Gunner? Isn't Kelly's Heroes the movie where they're trying to rob that bank during World War II? Isn't that the name of the movie? Yes, it is Neon. You know what I thought was weird about that movie, though? That it was only one guy in a tiger tank. That's what I thought was weird about it. At least they got his uniform right, the tiger tank officer, but it was weird that it was only one guy in a tiger tank. No, I didn't know that, Gunner. I know that in the Patton movie, the Germans had American M48 tanks in North Africa, which made no sense, but... Menendez was right, we really did suffer in the end. Yep. Did you guys like that meme I made at the beginning of the Black Ops 7 review? Where it's like, Woods is like, that's your father, and you see a dead body and I just put the Black Ops 2 logo on it. And then David Mason's like, no, this is a nightmare. Where's the Mafia series going from here? The next Mafia game, I think, is you're gonna play as Enzo's son. I think that's what it's gonna be. That is true, but most of the tanks that the U.S. fought against were Panzer IVs in World War II, not Tigers. Okay, here we go. When did you stop grinding? I didn't stop grinding. I mean, I don't grind like I used to, so I'm not really making money for myself. I'm helping other people make money. So that's what I'm focusing on a lot. Okay, I'll see you, Brandon. Take care, man. Well, thank you, Minion Dave. Maybe far. Well, we'll have to see. Thank you, Daniel Rodriguez. I didn't expect Leo to actually have blonde hair when he was younger. Guess we never really saw his true hair color because his hair was white in Mafia 2. Have I heard of the game Quarantine Zone? Was that like a zombie game? Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. Yes, I do think that movies exaggerate the Tiger Tank. Like, you know, for example, during the Battle of the Bulge, we encountered Tiger Tanks during that battle, but you know what stopped the Tiger Tanks? It wasn't even our tanks, it was the fuel. Because the Tiger Tanks ran out of fuel. Like, they launched the offensive, and during the Battle of the Bulge, and they were hoping that they would overrun the American depots and take fuel from the US, but they ran out of fuel. So, like, their whole advance stalled because they ran out of fuel. Okay, this was Pearson's mission? Yes, I was able to get the $1 billion plate trophy, finally. One day I will, Minion Dave. This was your own heist? That you made, Pearson? This is like your own custom mission? Is it true you can't make friends with voice actors? What do you mean? Who, like, what you mean, like the voice actors in GTA, like, says who? Thank you, Aaron, for the super chat. Yeah, we should have seen that, Adrian. And you put snow in this mission, too? Get to the getaway vehicle? Okay. Go to Blisa Bank. No, it's not for me, Daniel. Yes, Gunner, that was a bit ridiculous, that scene in Rambo 3. He operates a tank by himself. No, nothing tomorrow, D. Why is there snow? It's for his custom mission. It's his custom mission if there's snow in here. Start hacking? Okay. What's my favorite war film? Any war of time? Probably Midway. Midway I really like. I also really like The Patriot. Get to the escape route? Where's... Oh, the underground, right? This was a custom mission that Pearson made. Thank you, Daniel Rodriguez. Well, voice actors in general, you can't make friends because they're too important. No, I mean, says who? I mean, you know, it's up to the voice actors who they want to be friends with. Pro's version of Alex Mason's number MK Ultra torturers for playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 story. Yep. I think Stephen Ogg is a big baby, ungrateful, and I can understand his point to a degree that he wants to be known for other things other than Trevor, but Trevor is really what made his career. You know, it's the thing that made his career what it is, and he should understand. He should recognize that, and also it doesn't make sense for him to take donations if to act as Trevor if he's not going to. I wanna make my own custom mission on this. When I get the chance, I want to make my own custom mission. There's missions I can probably think of doing something. Pro Siphon Filter 3 when this year? Korea used to be a unified monarchy. Yes, until the Goryeo, I think that's what it used to be called, until Japan invaded it. Operation Cause, Japan had evacuated Kiska, but U.S. and Canadian troops landed from opposite sides, mistook each other, and fought, taking heavy losses from mines and accident. Yes, that was in Alaska. Yes, that was in the Aleutian Islands campaign. I know what you're talking about, Cube. That was a disaster. There was fog, and the U.S. and the Canadians weren't really coordinating, and the U.S. thought that it was the Japanese, but it was actually the Canadians. It was a disaster. That operation was. Can you tell us what lores you're planning? Yes, I'm planning a lore video specifically on Zero in GTA San Andreas. Talking about its personality. Japan annexed it, not invaded Korea in 1910. Well, it's the same thing, invading and annexing. I mean, invasions can be pushed out, but it's still you know, Japan did invade, and then they annexed it. Well, they made it part of their empire. They made it into a colony. What the hell was that? Chicago could have went into a frenzy right now and the Bears ruined it. Maybe I could get into football one day. It's never been my thing personally, though. Hey, can someone invite me to that to that mansion raid mission? Can someone invite me to it, please? The adversary mode. I'll join whoever invites me first. Do I have free aim on right now? I think we have auto aim. Okay. I'm in an invite-only session, so nobody can join me right now. I'm just waiting for the invite, because we're doing that adversary mode here. Love from India, Pro. Keep it up. Thank you, Drac. How you doing, dude? There we go, okay. The mansion raid. Here we go. Yeah, the one created by Rockstar. If you were born before 1951, you may have feared another world war in the same year. Well, Korea got really close to becoming a world war. It did. Let's wait. Let's get more people in here. Um, Fixated, please turn team balancing on. Please put that on. What do you think happened to Ken Rosenberg after? He was probably the accountant for Mad Dog. He probably lived a comfortable life. My viewer geography on YouTube. Well, I know geography in GTA and in real life pretty well too. Okay, let's do it here then. I don't think the oppressor should have even been in the game, even without weapons. I just think they're out of place in a game like GTA. Okay, let's do it. What do you think was the canon ending in GTA 4? Revenge. I never really watched them much, Gunner. I used to use the Mark 1 oppressor, but I haven't in years. Oh, crap. Should the DLC vehicles be only in story mode in GTA 5? No, they should be in other places too. Uh, in the online also. We both killed each other. Okay. What? Well, no one was on the map. Great. Okay. No, D, I won't. I think it's ridiculous how a Honda is 2 million. Wait, what are you talking? You're talking about the car, Daniel? Okay, there we go. Oh, God. Damn, I thought I was being covered there. I guess not. Uh, okay. Okay, I got everyone. Did I? Ooh, okay. Do you play claw or standard? I play claw. What do you mean? Don't go down like Aaron Ryan. Wait, who? Who are you talking about? Dynasty? Oh, god damn it. Damn. The position of your hands on the controller. Oh. That's the first time I've heard about that. Claw or standard. I've never heard of something like that. I don't even know what that is. I guess it's the way you hold your controller, but I... Okay. I'm just using a regular PS5 controller. That's just what I use. Claws like the try-hard grip for controllers? Ah. I can see this mode is probably really hard to attack on, I can tell. It's damn. That was almost it for me there. Okay, wait. I'm on the wrong floor. Ah, damn. I knew I had, like, no health. I was screwed there. Okay. Oh. Claw using index fingers. Okay, well, I've never heard about this. This is like the first time I'm hearing about this. Oh, good work. Okay. Oh, crap. Oh, that probably... Oh, no. Thank you, GTA Plug. Thank you for sponsoring my channel. Thanks, man. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for almost 2 years. Thanks, dude. What the? Oh, I guess I got blown up. That's what happened. Okay. Who's the worst space accident ever? Apollo 1, Soyuz 1, Soyuz 11, Challenger, Columbia. The Challenger, I know the Challenger, that was the only one I'm familiar with. That was horrible when that happened, but I'm not too familiar with the other ones. What is he doing? Oh, yeah. Damn. He literally took like 10 minutes to try to pick up the gold. Damn. If he was just a little bit quicker, I could have gotten that. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, man. That sucked. He took too long to go into the animation. I'm not familiar with the speeches, Hamzat. How many rounds is this mode? I do like the firearms in Killzone. I like how they look. Thank you, Hamzat. Oh, he didn't arm it. Okay. What's your message, Zach? Thoughts on a terminally ill fan playing GTA 6? It's nice that Rockstar did that for him. You know, Rockstar does do a lot of scummy things, but there are things a lot of times that they do that are also honorable and good, and this is a perfect example of that. Thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. Oh, damn. Okay, that... Damn, that sucked. Okay. I don't know about the Borderlands games. I haven't really ever been into them, so it's gonna be hard for me to get into them. You gotta be kidding me. It bounced off the wall. That really sucked. I hated that that bounced off the wall like that. Well, yeah, Damon Gant was one of the most evil characters in the Ace Attorney series. He had very psychopathic tendencies. Don't let them come up. Just hold the staircase. That's probably the best way. They have to come up the staircase. Just hold it. We got 50 seconds for this. I'll spawn in 10 seconds to help you there. Oh crap, watch out for the grenades. Okay, yeah, it's over, I think. I think you'd have fun modding GTA single player. Maybe for GTA 4. GTA 4, I was a lot more into the single player, so you know what? I want to do like a video on the GTA 4 Tsunami mod one day. Like, just do a video on that one. That'll be a lot of fun. Oh, we won? Okay. Cool. No, attackers didn't get a... Well, they didn't get a chance to defend another one, that one. It is a very defender-sided. I will agree with you. Like, defenders almost always are going to win in this mode. They were outnumbered. They had one less guy than us, so this is not completely fair, too. Okay, guys. I think I'm probably going to wrap up the stream here. Is there anything you guys want to ask me before I go? I'll answer a few questions before I go here. Anyone wants to ask me anything? Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And also, guys, make sure you guys check out my Black Ops 7 review if you still want to watch something before you go to bed here. It's if you want to laugh, because I go insane in the video, I actually start cursing because I got so pissed at Black Ops 7. I put it in the pinned comment if anyone wants to check it out there. But yeah, Black Ops 7 was a disaster. Disaster. Worst game I played. Worst game I played on the channel, probably. I'm gonna back out here. I'm not gonna do another one. I'm too tired to do another one. Yeah, Black Ops 7 was terrible. One of the worst games I ever played.
Well rested, sir. I calculated that you enjoyed 70% deep sleep.
Have a great night, Pro. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Daniel Rodriguez. Thanks, man. So with my concept of making a game set in Las Vegas where you build a criminal organization, should it be set in modern day, in the 1980s, 90s, and also Crime Boss in February? Yeah, we could do something like that, Menacing. Well, November is going to be the release date. It'll come out in November. But I guess we'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you everybody who came by the stream today. And tomorrow I'll have the next part of Fallout 3 Broken Steel. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day, guys.